watching UNO with Dr. Ambrish Saxena.
Hello students, today is Wednesday 20th of November 2019. On Monday the session of the Parliament began. It is the second session of the 17th Lok Sabha and it is the 25th session of Rajya Sabha. Now let me tell you the basic details about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and the basic distinction. Rajya Sabha is called the upper house while Lok Sabha is called the lower house. The strength of Lok Sabha is 545 whereas the sanctioned strength is 552. In Rajya Sabha, the sanctioned strength is 250, but in the present Rajya Sabha, there are 245 members. Out of this number, 233 are the elected members elected by the representatives in the state assemblies and 12 members are the nominated members nominated from the field of art, culture and science. Lok Sabha has a term of 5 years. Elections take place and after every election the new Lok Sabha is constituted. Whereas Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and elections take place every second year to fill up the vacancies. Now yesterday I told you a lot of things about Lok Sabha. So today I will precisely talk about Rajya Sabha for the reason that it is having the landmark 250th session. On the very first day of this current session in Rajya Sabha, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the session and he said that Rajya Sabha is a second house but it should not be treated as a secondary house. He said that the proceedings in Rajya Sabha should be conducted on the pattern of checks and balances. He said that it is not checking from clogging but balancing through blocking. If we look into the checks and balances concept in the Indian Constitution, it has been basically mooted in the light of the relationship of legislature, executive and judiciary, though the Prime Minister interpreted it in a different manner. But then whatever he said is a welcome thing, though there has not been a consistency in this kind of approach in the NDA government. If we look into the last NDA government, that time BJP did not have the required numbers in Rajya Sabha and that was causing annoyance to the BJP members and they were critical of Rajya Sabha. And if we can refer to the statement given by Arun Jaitley, who was leader of the house in Rajya Sabha at that time. Arun Jaitley said that it brings a big question mark on the parliamentary democracy that bills after bills, the wisdom of the directly elected house is being questioned by the indirectly elected house. What is this directly and indirectly elected? Lok Sabha is a house which is directly elected by the people, wherein Rajya Sabha is a house wherein elected representatives are electing representatives for Rajya Sabha. In 1954 and in 1973, two resolutions were presented in Lok Sabha for dismantling Rajya Sabha, but somehow that could not be passed. Also, there have been private members' bills in the year 1971, 72, 75 and 1981, but those bills were also not passed by Lok Sabha. On the very first day of the current session of Rajya Sabha, former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh also spoke and he raised certain very pertinent questions. He said that the powers of the Rajya Sabha with regard to money bills should not be taken for granted and there should be discussions taking place on such bills in Rajya Sabha. And if I can tell you about money bills, in money bills the Rajya Sabha has very limited powers and even if Rajya Sabha does not deliberate on a money bill or does not pass it for 14 days, it is considered passed. And what is a money bill? Money bill is a bill which is about taxation or the receipts of the government or about expenditure provisions of the government. So he has suggested that Rajya Sabha should be used as a house for deliberations, and there should be enough time made available to the members by supplying the copies of the bill much in advance before they are being presented in the house. Now moving on to another story which is in a way related story. This is about rules of conduct in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Yesterday only the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said that whatever might be the precedent, but if now onwards any member is disrupting the proceedings in the house by coming to the well, then he is going to take strict action. And what is the well of the house? Well of the house is a place which is between the seating of the members and the seat of the speaker. Now, what kind of action can be taken? The action is prescribed under Rule 374A, and accordingly that if any member is disrupting the proceedings, that simply on being named by the speaker, he or she stands automatically suspended, and the suspension may be for 5 days to the entire period of the house. And if we look into the past, then we find that it has happened this year only in January, when 45 members of TDP, that is Telugu Desam Party, and AIADMK, these members were suspended for the entire period of the house within 2 days. In 2014 also 18 members were suspended from the house. These members belong to Andhra Pradesh. They were suspended from the house by the then speaker since they were creating disruptions in the house on the issue of the creation of separate Telangana state. This year in August only, the Speaker of Lok Sabha has set up a committee for framing conduct rules in the house, and this committee comprises all the speakers of legislative assemblies in the country. Whenever the proceedings are happening in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha and some disruption is happening, there is also one tool in the hands of the speaker in the case of Lok Sabha and in the hands of the chairperson in the case of Rajya Sabha. They can ask that person to go out of the house for a certain time or for a certain day, and if the member does not oblige, then the presiding officer can ask the marshals to pull that member out of the house. Now, what are these marshals? These are basically the security personnel in each of the houses of parliament, and one interesting thing has happened in this session of Rajya Sabha. Then the uniform of these marshals has been changed. Since the time this uniform has been changed, it's being severely criticized by all over the country. Many former army officers have criticized it by saying that simply copying of the army's uniform or wearing of the army uniform is illegal and it invites security hazards. That is all in today's edition.